Hello, my name is AJ. I'm your HYPOXiX coach for today, and we have level 2.3 HYPOXiX deep squat. This is a level 2 mobility exercise and a level 3 engaged released mobility breathography. This is a unique combination of the engaged exhale and our stacked inhales, of which we have 5 stacked inhales for today. And when we do our stacked inhales, which are little sniffs of air through the nostrils, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold little breath holds in between, using that air in the lungs to more effectively mobilize in the lower back, in our hips, our pelvic floor, our abdomen, using our ab ribbon as tactile feedback that we're adequately inhaling and expanding our diaphragm as we go through this exercise. And we're using this combination to also enhance the mobility effects in our nervous system balancing, which is always going to help to optimize any mobility exercise. So let's get into our stance. You may have noticed that in level 2, I'm on a seat that is closer to the ground than a standard chair height. In level 1, we're just on a standard chair, or even I used an 18-inch stool in the demonstration. This is an apple box, which turned to the side is about 12 inches off the ground. You can be on a step stool and put a couple of yoga blocks on it, something that's higher than where you would be with an actual deep squat on the ground. We're going to be seated on a Pilates ball on our HYPOXiX mini ball for level 3 and 4. And so just know for level 3 and then level 4, we have no ball. We have nothing. We're just in our deep squat because that's what we're doing. We're getting ready to be in a deep squat on the ground. So make sure you have this set up and you're a little closer to the ground. If this is too close to the ground for you, you just go back to level 1. So I just did a 3-foot stride length. That's the width of your feet here for every single one of these levels, because that's going to be the width of the feet when you deep squat to the ground. That's our goal, is to use strategically these levels to get to a deep squat on the ground. Now here, notice I'm pressing my arms back into my knees. In level 1, we were about here. And level 2, I'd like you to roll more forward on your sit bones and see if you can connect your elbows, but put a hand on your low back. If you have to round in your low back and not hinge from the hip because you don't quite have the hip mobility yet to get there, then I don't want you to go there. I just want you to be about here. Meet yourself where you're at. Over time, you'll be able to get to this place where you're in this position, connecting your elbows to your knees and pushing your knees back to mobilize your inner thighs. Now, the arches of the feet are lifted as if you have blueberries in your arches. Don't squish them, lift them nicely, and then also connect your foot tripods to the ground. So that's big toe, pinky, and heel, all connected, and then the feet are gently pulling together. So if the floor were slippery, the feet would come together just like that. So we're gently activating our inner thighs as we stretch them, which is the most effective method of mobilizing any muscle group. Okay, now, visual system. We always work the visual system to exercise and strengthen the muscles of the eyeballs, drastically underused in this day and age, and then also to shift and balance our nervous system. So we're increasing activity of the parasympathetic nervous system by taking in our panoramic vision. So find a point on your left, find a point on your right, relax your eyes, and that's going to be your focus as you go through your breathography. Let's practice our engaged exhale and our stacked inhales. Big inhale and blow. Loosen your ribbon. Now stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that feels good. Holy moly. Now, there's one part that I didn't mention. We are going to try to lift our hips off of this box, off of this chair, whatever you're on the soft shish and the loud shish of the engaged exhale, and also stay up on our stacked inhales when we release our pelvic floor and release our abdomen. If you don't quite have the stamina, the endurance in your legs to do that, totally fine. Start here. Just don't move on to the next level until you can perform that action with good form, because we want to very gradually increase the stamina and the mobility, the flexibility of the hips and the ankles and the knees before we go on to level 3. Okay, so always start here and then bring the hips up when you're ready. So you want to be nice and forward with that body, but if you're here, then you can also try to rise up as long as there's no movement in your low back. So you may want to put a hand on your low back and just test it at first, or even make a video of yourself. You can put your smartphone behind you and just check out your low back and the mechanics and what's happening there as you go through this exercise. So let's go for it. I'm excited. Let's do it. Panoramic view, blueberries, foot tripods, feet pulling together, arms driving back. Big inhale and bluff. Loosen your ribbon, stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow. Loosen your ribbon, now tighten it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Wow, really nice work.